everybody, Meriden Gaming here, and on today's Warframe Wednesday we're going to be looking at one of my favorite primary weapons, the Amprex. This is basically a chain lightning gun that's similar to like a flamethrower or something, and it allows you to take on multiple enemies at once. It's really good for clearing out those mobs, and yeah, I just absolutely love it. The one downside to it, doesn't have quite as much range, but the fact that it changed to enemies kind of makes up for that. So let's go ahead and look at the build. I've got a couple different builds to show you. The main build I run focuses on using corrosive damage and then the ability to chain to other enemies and having a high critical chance. So basically it kind of scales up with enemies because you get those big crits to take them down. And then you also have the ability to proc with, even though it only says 40%, since this is a beam weapon, you are managing to get two damage hits per tick of time. So it works out pretty well. So basically what we're doing is we're going for multi-shot here with Vigilante armaments. That gives you 60% extra multi-shot. The infected clip to give us 90% extra toxin, because that's really what gives us the majority of our damage, is the corrosive strip armor. I'm going with a heavy caliber here. We could actually get rid of the hush and then upgrade this a few more ranks. I just didn't have, at the time, I didn't have enough credits to max it out all the way. But that would make this build even better. More multi-shot with split chamber. Serration maxed out so we can have, full on as much damage as possible with our build. Then we're going to be looking at more critical chance with point strike, hammer shot to give us more critical damage and to give us that little boost of status chance, and then vital sense to increase our critical damage yet again. So basically we're trying to, with the multi-shot, it just gives you more damage per tick effectively, more rounds as you would say, even though it is a beam weapon, and then corrosive proccing to take down that enemy armor. The other build that I will run, just as a comparison, because I know a lot of people really like Hunter munitions. It's basically the same thing, but we took out the heavy caliber and swapped in Hunter munitions. And as you'll see, it turns out about the same damage output. This might work a little bit better on those shielded enemies, proccing those bleed procs, but both of them honestly work fairly well against all types of enemies. So yeah, let's go ahead and spawn in some, the standard corrupted heavy gunners. Oh, actually I've already got them selected. So we're going to go with the non-hunter munitions version first. And you are going to want to try to aim for heads because that's where you get the majority of your damage. But watch, I'm going to attack this one and watch how many people it starts to chain to. So it did a little bit of damage to those other enemies. And then of course if you do body shots, it will take a lot longer to kill an enemy. I mean that took like 10 seconds or so. Of course this enemy's not quite as damaged. So if you do aim for the head, it's like 1001, 1002, 1003, and that enemy's dead. And then you're also damaging the other enemies around that enemy. So it does work fairly well, even on level 140 corrupted heavy gunners. Let's kill those, summon them back, and let's switch to the Hunter Munitions version of the build. Alright. And let's go take these guys on again. So, headshot, 1001, 1002, 1003. So it does about the same, but it's a little bit slower. You do get those procs, so they do slowly start taking damage. 1001, 1000, yep, see? And of course, if you do body shots, 1001, 1002, 1003, 1004, 1005. If you are going to be doing body shots, it does appear that the 100 munitions does a little bit better because you're not only doing just straight damage, but you're also getting those bleed procs, which is very handy. Alright, and then you're going to say, what about shielded opponents? Well, let's pull in some shielded opponents to kind of see how it does against them. Let's see, we'll look up the warden. Let me get rid of those. We'll just pull in a bunch of them, simulate. Alright, so 100 munitions first since it's already equipped. Wait, apparently I still have some. Okay, anyway. So headshots, here we go. 1, 2, 3. Not too bad. Body shots. 1001, 1002, 1003, 1004, 1005. Not too bad. Let's go switch to our other build. Oh, yeah, if I can manage to jump. Alright, and here we go. Alright, here we go. 1001, 1002, 1003. See, it's about the same, roughly. Come over here and get this guy in the body shot. 1001, 1002, 1003, 1004. Yeah. So, both 100 munitions and heavy caliber are both viable for this. So you can see they both kind of work. It just kind of depends on what you're taking on. I have tried other elements, and radiation's really fun. But yeah, for the most part, you want corrosive, and you want just straight up damage. 100 munitions does help, but it's not required if you don't have access to it. But yeah, let's see if I can get the that's the corrosive damage one. Where is our radiation? And I can, for some reason, I'm drawing a blank on what does radiation. There we go. Hellfire with 100 munitions. Now, you're not going to kill the enemies per se quite as fast. It's just fun to watch. Let's get those corrupted heavy gunners back in here. Oh, except I can't spell corrupted. Oh, I forgot to kill off all the extra enemies. Alright. So we will unpause them and simulate. And just watch the mayhem ensue. So they're coming after me. Start doing a little bit of damage to them. That radiation procs, and now they're all fighting each other. You're not going to take the enemies down nearly as fast just because you don't have the way to strip armor. But it is really funny to watch. But anyway, that's it for my build. Like I said, you know, it's one of those options if you don't have a Ignis Wraith or one of those big heavy shotguns. I believe you have to be rank 8 to have the Amprex, and it should be in the Corpus Lab or whatever that one's called in your clan's dojo. But it is really a lot of fun. You do have to form it up a little bit to get the build, but it's really worth it. It makes a lot of those missions where you're trying to farm resources really easy, like Hydron and Akkad and whatnot. That's where I use it the most when I'm trying to level up Warframes or other weapons. It just eats through everything. Yeah, anyway, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And this is Meriden Gaming. I'll see you in the void area. Yeah.